My husband, 35 male, of 10 years thinks he cheated on me. 30 for female, I know he didn't. My husband always had terrible sleep paralysis. He went to multiple sleep studies, and while some treatment worked, a few times a year he'll have a bad case where I have to try and wake him up by either forcefully shaking him or pouring water on his face. 2 nights ago was another one of those episodes. He came home around 10 p.m. after he went out to dinner with his parents and his brother. I was at home, putting the kids to bed. We have 3, we watched some TV and then went to bed ourselves. We had romance, and then fell asleep around 1 a.m. Around 5:30 a.m. I woke up due to the baby crying. When I came back to bed, he was in another episode. His eyelids were twitching, so I shook him out of it, but it took a few minutes. Immediately after, he said thank you, I'm sorry, and went back to sleep. I thought that was the end of it. About 2 hours later, I was downstairs making the kids breakfast and he came downstairs, looking dazed. He asked if he could speak with me privately, so I met him in our bedroom. He was crying, shaking, saying that he was so frazzled and needed to talk to me. I asked him what was wrong and he said that he slept with someone. Of course I started freaking out. I asked him when, why, etc. When he said last night, I knew something wasn't right. I asked him if he lied about going out with his parents and he said no, that he did, but did it after. He was so scared because he didn't remember details, but that he knows he slept with someone. I told him that we had romance, and he says we didn't. I said, yes, we did, but he isn't buying it. He doesn't believe me. It didn't add up. He couldn't even give me details about the woman, just that she had dark hair. I have dark hair. I called his brother before he even finished, and his brother swears they were at dinner. They left, went to a bar to grab a drink with their dad, and then their mom drove them home. I then called my mother-in-law, who swears that is what happened. I reiterated this to my husband, even though we were on speakerphone. I don't know if this is a bad alcohol plus sleep paralysis mixture, or what is going on. I couldn't calm him down, so I demanded he be driven to the hospital. He started panicking, saying he needs to move out because what he did to our family. He won't even look at our kids. He was throwing all of his clothes into luggage when his brother finally got here and took him for a drive to cool off. I'm hoping he takes him to the hospital, but he hasn't returned my phone calls. I know he's safe with his family, but I still haven't heard anything. His mom has been sending texts just to check in and that they're trying to get him into a mental health therapist. I feel that this is a 911 situation, but if I go over there, I might make it worse. I also don't want to bring the kids. I don't know what to do. I know he didn't cheat. I don't know if he's having leftover guilt from something else or if it's a medical emergency, but I know last night he didn't cheat. I straight out asked him if he got the dates wrong, if he's confused. He said no. That last night was the first and only time. I don't know what to do. I feel this is way bigger than any therapist can handle. Too long didn't read. My husband has extreme sleep paralysis and thinks he cheated. He didn't. He doesn't believe me and wants to move out. Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out. Thanks. I'm no doctor, but I think it is a medical emergency and he needs to be seen by a doctor, ASAP, probably a neurologist. Take him to the emergency room and let them decide. It sounds like it was some sort of dream that he's somehow convinced is real. I, female 20, found out my boyfriend, male 25, was planning to cheat on me, but only because I looked through his phone. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 6 months. For some context, in his previous relationship, he was with this girl for 3 years, but towards the end, cheated on her by going out on a date with another girl. I told him from the beginning that I would leave if he ever did that to me. We only see each other on weekends, and he typically sleeps over at my house. I woke up around 3 a.m. last night due to his phone consistently vibrating from the typing notification on Snapchat. It was from a girl I didn't know, and unfortunately, I got suspicious and looked at his Snap. It ended being a girl he matched with on Tinder and added her there on Snap. He was introducing himself, stating he was finally getting over his ex and that he was looking for a long-term caring relationship. He wanted to make plans, saying that he would like to go out with her anytime after 5 p.m., which is when he starts his second job. He did this while we were fighting this week, and I was devastated. I cried for half hour before waking him and telling him to get out of my house and to go home. After playing dumb, he profusely apologized but ultimately got mad at me for invading his privacy. He said it was because I make him angry so much. I was hurt and confused. Is it more reasonable for him to be mad at me than me at him for planning to cheat with me? The sad thing is that I love him so much despite the length of the relationship, and when I told him why he did that, he said I love you but not that much. He still regrets what he did and says he's a piece of poop. What do I do? Too long didn't read found out boyfriend wanted to cheat on me by looking through his Snapchat, and he's more angry at me that I looked through his phone than what he did to me. What do I do? Just move on. You already have no reason to trust him only 6 months into the relationship. I've been on this sub for a long time. Every time I see someone saying that they shouldn't have snooped, but then find out monumental screw-ups like this always makes me think, what would have happened if you hadn't snooped? Reality would have been different. Probably in a worse way. It's okay. Don't let him turn this on. Come on, you're a smart girl. Do we really need to tell you what to do? He thinks it's a better idea to cheat instead of talking through problems like an adult. He said he doesn't really love you all that much. He referred to you as his ex. He got mad at you when you called him out on his poop. Wasn't even sorry. Do you still need me to tell you what to do?